Okay, now we're recording.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Cockball torture!
You
took too long.
Now that
Now
we're
your
recording.
game is
No,
gone.
I was setting it up for someone else.
Nice.
Yeah!
I said it earlier before the stream.
Yeah, just
I got my cock and ball torture fill.
There we go.
So, in the ensuing battle against the Aboleth and the water elementals and the other things that you guys were fighting, Ravon White Valley was mortally wounded. He took a incredibly hard strike from the Aboleth that had one of its tentacles coated in this black substance, and as he lay dying on the deck of the Mermaid's Pearl, clutching Addie's hand, he said his final words and passed on. Henry, using your skills, you were able to identify what this black substance was. And from what you gathered, it was called the Encroaching Darkness. It was something that happened 1,000 years ago, roughly, and most, if not all, knowledge of it has been lost to time. That being said, you guys have no idea how to really fix the encroaching darkness. This substance that apparently sucks the life out of anything it touches, and the substance in which killed the gods 1,000 years ago. And that's kind of where we left off. You guys told Bernard that he couldn't come with you guys, that as first mate of the Mermaid's Pearl, he was captain now. And as captain, he had a duty and responsibility to see his crew safely back in Port Town and Sihonavan. And not only that, but he has Ravon's funeral to now,
I'll be right back.
now... Fuck, I can't think of my words tonight.
It's fine. You just saw the Barbie movie. You're probably just riled up. I understand.
You're having a Ken moment.
You're Kana. Ike. You are Kana.
I know I am.
Am I the only one here that hasn't seen the Barbie movie yet?
I also haven't seen it.
Okay.
Let me fly back to Maryland and we'll see it together.
Yeah. Just fly out here, spend a day, fly out in the morning. We see the movie. You fly out in the evenings. Yeah.
How does Tuesday sound? I can do Tuesday.
I think I'm free Tuesday.
Sweet.
Okay, I'm back.
So with armed with this knowledge and armed with knowing what Bernard has to do for the crew of the Mermaid's Pearl, you guys are still on the boat, and are preparing to enter the plane of water, with your cloaks of the manta ray, provided by Trailerine, what seems like months ago already. It has been a long 6 days aboard the Mermaid's Pearl, and an even longer time, really, getting to Port Town. I have to update the calendar. Anyway, that's kind of where we left off.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were immediately going to be like, okay, let's dive off the ship and go to the plane of water.
I did want to know, I know last time when you gave out the information in terms of the darkness and stuff, you said that it might not be set in stone because you still had to look over the notes or something along those lines. Has anything changed from what you told us last time?
To be honest, that was like more than 3 weeks
That's
ago.
cool. It's fine. If it does change, just
I
let me
absolutely
know,
looked over my notes, but I don't remember. Wait, no, wasn't it last week? And I was like, oh no, I packed everything up. Not last week, but last time we played.
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't any changes in the story or whatever that I could pass along to everybody else.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
I got a dinner of appetizers, y'all.
Nice.
Yeah,
From
it
where?
smelled delicious.
Cocoa Garden.
Never heard of it.
It's a great place around here.
What kind of food is it?
It's like Malaysian with a little bit of like
Oh,
Thai as well options.
fuck yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up.
Fucking temperature hot. Chili sauce for the shrimp rolls is good.
Okay, I don't know where my D&D notebook is, but I have my other D&D notebook. That's why there's multiple. Let's see, trinkets. And black pearl. Regular.
You might want to consider
ooh.
bulk transcribing everything into one place, Ike.
That's what my actual D&D notebook's for. The one that I can't find. Actually.
Oh.
So I have the other one that has like some notes.
Okay, so here's what you transcribe everything into every single notebook.
Yeah. Oh, here there's actually okay. Okay.
Oh, we didn't take screenshots of the carnage at the Grove.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
Traveled far.
We got all the important stuff like the Undie party.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. Okay. Merge. Gods. Huh. That's interesting. Let me just dog ear that page. Nope, everything that I told you is basically
Okay.
what happened. Yeah. So
Right.
you guys are on the boat in the eye of the storm. You just the crew was taking their turns, saying their last farewells to Ravon, and sprinkling seems to be seawater around his body, as is the typical way of hoping someone passes over to the afterlife safely under the eyes of Umberly, Timora, and Joaquin.
Would I be able to take a sample of the encroaching darkness that's on Ravon if it's disappeared? Is it still like on him?
Oh yeah, it's still on him. It's still on the deck. People are trying to like mop it away, but it's not really working, and no one really wants to touch it directly. So it's kind of just like sitting there.
Could I carefully take a sample from Ravon, then a sample from like the goo lane over here? The goo.
Yeah.
Welcome to the goo lane.
I'm not gonna be banal about it. You have like a vial, and you're it's not like skinning a dragon or nothing, so you can easily kind of just scoop some of it into a glass vial and cork it.
And I want to give these to Bernard just in case something happens and the goo on the deck is just wiped away. Actually, no. I'm not giving them to Ravon. Fuck that, because we have the world hole.
Yeah.
They are going with me in the bag of holding.
Cool.
Okay.
Because I want to take them to Trailerine.
To which
Also,
I
before
will
we head
turn
out.
to. Go ahead.
Hey, you go ahead.
I was just gonna turn to Bernard and just say, safe travels on your way back to Port Town.
Bernard.
Don't be hero. Don't be a hero.
No. Bernard, he's still kind of holding Ravon's hand, and there are tear tracks like down his cheeks. as he looks up at you with his ears pinned back in sadness and says, the crew is my responsibility now. I'll see them safely home.
Good. I know you will.
And he gives you a nod and goes back to holding Ravon's hand, and he actually he holds it in one hand and is just kind of like petting his hand with his other hand, as the crew keeps on, kind of in between, making sure that the boat is okay and that nothing happened, that the boat is shipshape enough to sail back to Port Town. And they kind of let all of you as champions do your business. There are a few people people of the crew that give you kind of long sideways looks, kind of a little bit in anger, a little bit in grief, and you can kind of tell off the bat that they're mad at you, that they're grieving, and that grief is kind of morphed into anger because why couldn't you have saved him? Why you're champions? Wasn't there something you could have done? And the answer that they get is a resounding no, even without asking.
Screw y'all too then.
Would it be possible to take a short rest?
Oh yes,
Oh yeah, y'all can take a short rest.
Sweet.
I lost half of my hit points in that fight. Short rest, gang, rise up. I would also like to send out a raven when possible before we head out to the water. Just with a quick message.
To who I think it is?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Just because with what has happened and with what I've seen, I figured he might want to know.
I don't
Seems
say
like
anything, but I take
important
mental note of the
information.
raven.
I think Henry kind of walks over to the back of the ship and calls it over. He doesn't want people asking him too many questions.
I'm not saying anything. I think I see the raven, see you sending a message off, and I just take mental note of it. She's still mad at you.
No, I understand. I understand. So yeah, I just call the raven over. Do a little blood sigil thing.
Oh, I have despair here twice.
Despair.
It's fitting.
Yeah, I'm just looking over the notes. Yeah, you're able to send out that raven. Ember, you do take note. What's everyone else doing?
Short rest time. That's what I'm doing. Power nap.
Short rest. Everyone wants to take a short rest.
Yeah, would you say the most private place on the ship is maybe the crow's nest?
The most private place on the ship is Ravon's quarters.
Feels disrespectful.
I gotta run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I think I'm gonna kick out. I'm gonna kick if someone's in the crow's nest. I'm gonna kick them out.
Okay.
Tell them to fuck off quickly.
You ask where the most private place on the ship is, and someone says Ravon's quarters, and Addie, your breath hitches as you hear that, because between in the 5 days that it took for you guys to get there, you and Ravon, you guys talked a lot about dreams and your past and everything that was too much or too little really to even put into letters or hope to put into letters if you ever went back to Sihonavan. When you went back to Sihonavan, ultimately without him, and knowing that there was maybe a place for you, that there would maybe be a place for you one day in his quarters. You can't deal with it at the moment, so you go up to the crow's nest.
Cause I would like to talk to Shroud, and I don't mind if this is out loud.
Okie dokie. So you climb up to the crow's nest, and you're all the way up there. It's a good thing that you've been around a lot in terms of like in Nova Ether and Castle Dalen, because this is high up, but not nearly as high up as Castle Dalen is, floating above the city of Nova Ether. And hello? Oh, and you are easily able to just, talk to Shroud.
Shroud.
Yeah, hey, what's up? You need something?
I want you to be honest with me. Please. What is the encroaching darkness?
The what now?
The encroaching
The enroaching who?
Are they bullshitting me?
Oh.
Are they full of
what's your passive insight? What's your passive insight?
12, but I also know them, like they are my best friend.
Okay, I'm back.
Like Addie would be specifically looking at them.
Yeah, you would know that Shroud is absolutely bullshitting you.
I'm not in the mood, Shroud. I need you to. I need something. A book, a person, a cursed crypt in the fucking bumfuck nowhere. I need something to work off of. And I need you to not fucking bullshit me.
Listen, Addie, listen, that's... I'm not too sure myself, like, it's...
You're so full of shit!
Time.
Oh, fuck that! Fuck a long time. I swear to fucking everything.
These things...
But you were there.
I should probably go now,
No,
I should probably
go. Don't you fucking go. You are so fucking useless.
I think you need some time to like calm down. A lot of things just happened. Maybe you need like a Snickers, a fantasy
Don't
Snickers.
tell me to fucking calm down. Do not tell me to fucking calm down. I have had it up to here. Look, I don't even care about the god who turned me into an Asgard. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't. But this is going to keep happening to people. This is going to keep happening to people I care about.
I can get into a lot of trouble if I just go wish you.
Who gives a shit if the world fucking ends?
Whatever.
Who gives a shit if the world fucking ends?
That's not like. I'll be honest. That's not really a me problem. It's
well, it's a me problem. What's the point of you being here if you're not gonna fucking help me?
Listen, I can help you with some other things.
What other things, Shroud? What other things?
Like if it's summer solstice, if you come around summer solstice, if you're around still for the summer solstice, I can help you with some things like that.
Around still? What?
I kind of got my I got my hands tied here. I just can't. I have people I gotta answer to.
You, Shroud.
You know what?
I am begging you.
Put me in a real awkward position. I'm just gonna leave. I'll be right back.
Don't fucking come back then.
He's already left.
Bro, I can't get over that. Have a fantasy Snickers. You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Fuck you.
Fucking hilarious.
I also didn't practice my voices. He's supposed to sound more like a New Yorker.
It's fine.
I'm walking here. Like, what are you doing? I can't just tell people things.
Addie takes a minute to recompose herself, and angrily climbs back down from the crow's nest, and just I think just does busy work. I think just helps mend things because she can't sit still right now.
Yeah, what else? What is everyone else doing? I know you're doing a short rest. If there's anything else you want to do while you're taking your short rest before you just kind of dive right into the water?
I would like to go in the restroom of this ship or whatever and just have a look at my body, I guess. My faculties
okay.
here. Because that whole thing with whatever the fuck it was, I just want to make sure I'm okay.
I need to use the little men's room.
You go.
Where's the little
you go
Henry's
into
room?
the little Henry's room.
Thank you.
You go into the little Henry's room, and you kind of undress your torso because that's where it got you good at. And when you look down at your body, you pause because this is literally something you have never seen before in all of your years with in the caravans and bad company with the order. You've never seen anything like this. The darkness that got you kind of across your side, on the side of your torso. It's an inky black. And yeah, you kind of expected that because it's not called the encroaching darkness for no reason. But the skin around it looks pale and almost gray, as you can see the literal cells that make up your body have decayed right on you. And when you touch a cautious finger to the gray spot, there is a chilling numbness that courses all throughout your body.
Yo, it's fucking necrotizing.
It's doing more than necrotizing.
God damn it! Of course, this shit would happen to me. Oh man, that's fucking crazy. Damn, I don't even know how to take. Is there anything I can roll for this? Not to get rid of it, but just
You could ask Maven to help with a medicine check.
You funny. I think Henry would rather die in his sleep than do all that now. Is there anything I can roll like?
What are you trying to ascertain?
It's any way I can take care of this that I know of, how bad this is, if it's gonna spread on me, just looking at it, something like that.
You can roll a medicine check.
Damn, I'm not really good at that, to be honest. I kind of make myself bleed and kill a lot of people. That's kind of my thing. 11.
Wonder if you now have a blood transmitted disease.
Yeah, it's 11.
Ooh. Not the fantasy STDs.
That's sexually transmitted.
You can't really tell. You're just kind of well, shit, I'm fucked. And you redress and go back up deck like nothing happened.
Oh, I heard transmitted, and I was like, thanks.
From a bloodborne character to a bloodborne disease.
Yep.
I am pacing.
I'll take a look at it a week later. Maybe Henry's just built different and it won't spread. We'll see.
He's immune to fucking advanced death disease. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe it's just a funky little mark.
Nobody needs to know.
The Welsh brand.
I was almost about to do some Henry shit and get a heated up blade and press it on there and
oh Jesus,
dump a whole bunch of rum on it, but obviously I ain't gonna rum. Some shit like that. Who knows?
Yeah, this ain't the type of thing you could just cauterize.
Yeah.
This thing fucking if double death existed in D&D, Ravon would have been double dead by now.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm done with the bathroom then.
You're lucky you got a scratch.
Yep. Just put a scratch.
Ember,
what are you gonna do?
is
Bleed on me?
Ember is pacing, and then probably at some point, like the energy gets to be too much, so she just like sits down very suddenly and like the tucked away out of the way of the crew members and just starts meditating.
Yes, as a true monk of Lathander.
Actually, I feel like I'd be walking around, kind of see this and like, are you sleeping?
I do not respond.
Oh,
But
looks
there
like she's
is
sleeping.
the face does morph into a scowl, but I do not respond.
That's a weird way to take a nap.
Mavis?
Obviously, this isn't the first time Mavis has seen the death of an officer, and so she is doing her end of life rituals that she would do for the officers in the army when she was still enlisted. And it's been a long time since she said these specific prayers to Tempest. And these are to not Tempest the Peaceful, but Tempest the Wrathful. And so she has not uttered these words in a very, very long time, but it's like muscle memory to her, and it all just comes flooding back. And so it's something along the lines of bless these warriors who fight in your name and carry their souls to Mount Celestia, where they may rejoice in the victories that they have brought with their suffering. Something like that.
And so you say it. Oh, sorry. You can go.
No, that's it.
Okay, so you say these rites and perform them, and as you do, you notice that a lot of the crew have kind of stopped what they're doing, and like have bowed their heads in reverence of your words. And when you finish, there's a few tears, which is expected. You've seen a lot of good men die out, good people die out on the battlefields, and the atmosphere, while it's still extremely melancholy, it does kind of lift up a bit. And I'm gonna put that one your renown. Actually, you gain +5 renown.
Ooh.
Cleric doing cleric shit.
Okay, and Till, what are you doing?
Till's kind of just awkwardly watching because they've never been around a dead, like they've never known someone that they like care, like that they knew that died. So they're kind of just hovering near Ember and Addie, kind of just like, I don't know what to do, but they're being quiet and kind of just like out of the way.
I think after like a minute or two of you hovering, Ember would like crack an eye and like look at you and gesture to sit next to her if you wanted.
Till will do that.
Hi, Try.
I think Addie would eventually also join. Just extreme pensiveness.
I'll pull out a ration, maybe pull out some like hardtack biscuits and just hand them, and I go, they're not appetizing, but focusing on something will help you stay present.
I'm not hungry. Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm not hungry.
You don't have to be hungry for this, but I understand.
Okay. And all of you gain the benefits of a short rest.
Nice.
You can roll hit die, obviously if you want. If you lost any hit points.
Did all that.
But Justin, remember that I honestly don't remember if it was 5 or 10. How many hit points do you have?
Like my max?
Yeah, what's your max?
I'm gonna say 23, so you don't take too many from me. It's 114.
Oh, 114. Yeah, you can go down 10 hit points.
No. Screw you, dude.
Hey, at least you still have triple
Well,
digits.
I can make it 20.
No. No, I was talking about the thing that did this to me. Screw you, sea monster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the aboleth. Those are some nasty dudes.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so you all gain the benefits of a short rest. At this time, the crew has kind of, with Mavis's help, I'm assuming, dressed Ravon's body, kind of like, not dress, but like kind of covered his body and whatnot, so it's not just like lying out in the open. And more or less, they have gone back to their regular duties as they prepare to set sail, and as you guys prepare to dive into the plane of water.
Did the sharks that are around the ship fuck off, by the way?
Yeah, they have fucked off.
Okay, I can't remember if we killed them or not, TBH.
I think killing an aboleth was probably enough to terrify them away.
Yeah, I think they just kind of yeeted. I feel like they were dragged over by those guys,
Mm.
I think I would have
they were supposed to be there in case anyone fell into the water, but no one did, unfortunately. And the ship wasn't destroyed, unfortunately. Should have damaged the ship more.
I think I would just have a quick word with Bernard, and I'll just ask him, what are you planning to do with the captain's body?
Bernard looks at you, and you can see on his little tabaxi, like his little tabaxi neck, the hairs start lifting up as his eyes slit, and he hisses, "What are you talking about? I think I'm going to do it with body."
I was just going to give you the advice that maybe you should consider burning it, seeing the circumstances, seeing with what I've told you. You don't know what kind of dangers his body could bring to anybody if you brought it back to the mainland.
Bernard opens his mouth and closes it again, baring his teeth, and he shakes his head just a little bit as he looks down at Ravon's body, and he says, That's not what we do for Umberly, Joaquin, and Tamora. We don't burn bodies. We can't burn him.
Now's not the time for rituals when people's lives are on stake right now. You saw what it did to him. You don't know what kind of dangers his body could harbor if you brought it back. Listen, I'm not going to make you do it. I'm just saying, consider it.
You technically don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know, so I'm thinking
I feel like we have to treat it, right? We have to treat it like a plague.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. That's what Henry would say. He would be like, yo, burn that shit. Why bring it back and bury it somewhere and have it possibly spread, He doesn't care, yeah.
That's interesting, considering Henri is also a carrier now.
Yeah, exactly.
Question: Did we inform the Archmage of this?
Mm-hmm. I immediately did.
I will.
Sent her a sending message?
We have sending stone walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a full conversation.
I will say, then I'll step in and say, if nothing else, maybe we can ask the Archmage what should be done with the body that still is respectful of Ravan and Bernard.
Yeah,
Bernard.
I'll call her up again.
Okay, hold on. All right. So you call the Archmage?
Yeah.
Okay. After a few rings, After a few moments, she picks up, and she goes. Wait, who's calling her?
I think I am.
Yeah, you were the one who said give her a ring.
Addie, is that you?
Yes, I apologize.
Calling back so soon?
Yes, it's come to our attention that we have no real proper way to bury Captain Whitefellow. With whatever the encroaching darkness is, we worry it could have plague-like effects. We are just seeking potential guidance of what to do. I already went ahead and collected samples both from Rivon's body as well as another source of this ichor.
Yes, well done. I did our best, and by the best I mean me, I suppose. There really isn't anyone else to analyze those. This is not her voice. To analyze those when you all returned from the plane of water. As for Captain White Valor's body, as it is quite unfortunate of his death, of course. And we will mourn him properly here in Nova Ether, especially on the day of heavy rain. But if you're looking for proper burial methods that will respect his following to the three goddesses of Port Town, I recommend salting the body heavily with sea salt before you burn it.
All right. I'll pass that on.
Yes. Do be careful there in the plane of water. And please retrieve the Nightfall Pearl as soon as you can. And I'm so sorry for his death. But we will all get through this. And unfortunately, in this day and age, we are unfortunately no strangers to death, especially there on the front lines.
I'm already putting money on it, but
Yes.
I'll bet my life saved.
Thank you for your time, Archmage.
She's gonna call you like literally like this second.
We will update you as soon as we have the artifact and are making our way back.
Yes. Thank you, Addie. And to all of you, to all of the champions as well, please stay safe.
We'll do our best.
I will look at... Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You can go.
I assume
go.
Trailerine kind of hangs up after that. And I look at Bernard. Is this satisfactory for proper rite?
If Bernard, he looks at you and he says, if it takes to keep everyone in Sihonavan safe, we really don't have a choice.
I wish we did.
Most of the rites have been done already. It's just...
If I may offer another suggestion, take some token of his that wasn't touched by the darkness. Something you can use to represent him, and perform the rites that you'd want to back on shore.
Lay him to rest with his parents.
Or whatever your standard rites are. But that way you can still do the rites you want to, while protecting your home.
You guys, Mavis especially, would know that the death rites for people in Port Town in particularly, which is, just like the three goddesses, is mostly sea-based. So, they don't put their bodies out to sea, because that translates to a lot of dead bodies that wash up in Amos sometimes. But they just kind of, like, float up to the top. I imagine back when, like, it was a common practice, like some
I didn't necessarily
20, 30s.
mean. I didn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
on shore, but it was a hey, get a token that represents him. Burn the body, but then also do your rites.
You could always do a thing where you burn
Yeah.
someone, scatter the ashes into the ocean. No, I know seafaring cultures kind of do
Yeah,
that.
they'll probably do that.
We're getting on a tangent with this.
Yeah, they probably just do that. Anyway, Bernard says that's a good idea. Thank you. We will do that.
We will let you know when we are successful. That way you... I'm not sure where you would. At least something good will come of this.
All of you, please be careful. We already lost too much with Ravon. We can't lose any of our champions as well.
Right.
We'll be back.
Sure hope so.
We should get going though. Longer we stall, the harder it'll be.
I agree.
Her Majesties are expecting us. We mustn't dawdle.
I don't know if I mentioned this, or I should have. I remember mentioning this, but it's like night. It's as soon as you guys reach the Eye of the Storm, darkness kind of enveloped you guys. Not like magical darkness, but like it's nighttime darkness.
Okay.
Right.
Even though it's like midday.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on the like we should go. We should let them get out as soon as possible.
Yeah, before more abolitionists fucking show up.
Yeah, let's just go.
Right, so Mavis, you should probably stay. Mavis, Henry, you should probably stay close behind while Till, Ember, and myself. Wait, do we get night vision when we're wearing the cloak of the manta ray? I don't think so. Just get.
I can't see in the dark.
Nope.
Okay. Well, Addie doesn't know that. Because of stuff.
Hold up.
I
have light, so I can cast light on one of you, and then us blind, not dark sight people.
I did think about that. It was more so the worry that something sees the light and comes towards the light.
Yes, perhaps maybe we should wait for the morning. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've never been to the plane of water. Seems kind of dangerous to go into an unfamiliar place.
I don't think there will be morning.
Yeah, I believe it should be midday.
It is midday.
So I don't know why there is a night sky above us. Potentially, we can tie a rope between us.
That's smart. Could I guess why it's night where we are right now? Take a stab in the dark.
Roll a Arcana check.
Ha 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 ha. Let's see. What is that number?
Give it a try too.
23.
1, 2, 3,
Okie dokie. Give me a second.
27 for me.
Damn.
What are we rolling?
We're trying to determine why it's night, even though it should be midday.
Are we rolling anything specific for that, or
Arcana?
Arcana, if you want to.
24.
21 for Mavis.
Yeah. All y'all are rolling really well. It wasn't a high DC anyway.
Only for the stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, yeah, so let's see. You guys recall, from Eridonis's briefing that the Nightfall Pearl, at its moment of activation, can turn day into night.
Oh.
Oh. So has it been activated then? That's interesting.
It has been
Not
activated.
good.
Interesting. Well, let's head out.
What's the radius of the night? Do we know?
I guess, how big is the eye of the storm?
It causes about 50 miles within of its range.
All right. That, you know what? I'll take that. That means we're within 50 miles of the pearl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long 50 miles is.
I guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. I guess we go dip our toes in.
Yeah.
Tie rope. Dip our
Bernard,
toes.
do you have a dinghy that we could borrow?
Oh, I was fully just gonna dive. Yeah, I was just gonna dive off the side of the boat.
Yeah, we can swim with our cloaks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I also failed to mention this in the recap because I forgot. You guys were you guys are on the outskirts of a giant whirlpool. It's not sucking you guys in, but boy howdy, it's there. And you can kind of guess that on the other side is the plane of water. And if you go through the whirlpool, you'll go into the plane of water. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Cool. Let's
nice.
go.
It's like a big toilet. Mavis, you should go in first.
What's a toilet?
Are you making toilets canon?
That's.
I mean, Jesus is canon.
That's up to Ike, unless Henry saw it in a faraway place. Who knows?
On the distant
We're not going to talk about that.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
We got flushed down.
Flush down we go.
The turlet.
We're getting flushed away, starring Hugh Jackman.
I will.
We end up in the sewers of London.
I will, before we jump in, summon my astral, the visage of the astral self, for the darkness, you can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120.
Nerf. Whee!
Yeah, so you guys dive off the side of the boat, swim your way into the whirlpool, kind of letting it take you into its torrents, and you keep going and going, and you don your cloaks. Not don your cloaks. You don the hood of your cloaks if you haven't already, and dive deep down, and you keep going and going, and Addie, I think you feel this the best. You can feel the shift in the air as the shift in the water, I should say, as you realize that you are in the plane of water. It just feels you can't exactly put your finger on how it's different, but it definitely is. The water is smoother to swim through. There are there are iridescent fish that glimmer in the darkness that you can see. And oh shit. Do you guys have a map?
Yeah, we were given a map by Bernard's mom.
Oh yeah, so you have the map that Nina gave you guys, and using the map, as you feel this shift in the water, the shift in the very molecules that you're swimming through, the waxed map, actually, I remember that it's waxed. You guys are able to swim your way to the place marked on the map, and you almost don't see it at first, but there is a glimmering castle, a citadel, underneath the murky water. And almost as soon as you see it, there are you feel a rush of movement at your side as a blinding um uh as a blinding light flashes within the darkness, and you guys all stop. You all stop as several what looks like to be tritons and sea elves don't surround your party, but they all are brandishing tridents and swords, and one of them in the front says, "Halt! Who are you? What business do you have at the Citadel of 10,000 Pearls?"
And they're speaking common?
No.
We can understand them? Yeah.
Till you understand them, because
they're speaking Primordial?
Yeah, they're speaking
Primordial. This is a subset of Primordial. I put on my big boy pants and look at them with my hands up in surrender, and I'm like, we mean no harm. We are from the Primaterial. We have a gift for your king and would like to request a formal meeting as a powerful magical item that is somewhere within your realm is causing great disaster up above, and we wish to find a solution.
The Majesty should be expecting us.
The Majesty should be expecting us. Archmage Trailering sent a something ahead.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh wow, with my plus 13, let's go.
Once.
26.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
They look at you suspiciously. They look at your party suspiciously, especially you, Mavis, because if you're actually, from the Primaterial plane and trying to help you guys, why the hell are they sending an old ass woman? But
listen to leg too.
Damn, goddamn, so ageist over here. There's laws against this kind of judgment, I'll have you know.
They don't say it out loud or in a language you can understand if they do.
It's called common sense.
But
am I the only one that speaks Primordial in this party?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Makes sense.
I'm sure the king speaks common.
Oh, wait a minute. Could I have, before we, got close to the Citadel, have, cast Comprehend Languages?
I can play translator.
It's more so Addie wants to do it so that if people start saying stuff without Till around, we'll know. It's subterfuge.
If you want to cast it, now you can. But not before, since we already kind of played it out.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely cast it now if you want to, hear if they're saying anything, or if the king says something in Primordial that only Till can understand. But prior to this, no.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they all look at you suspiciously, but eventually, the guard in front, who looks to be the captain, if anything, says, "Fine, follow us, and no funny business. Our king will see to you, and if you're not telling the truth, we will see you with your throats slit open."
Damn,
Is that
okay.
clear?
What did he say?
Sounded very welcoming.
Entirely welcoming. But if the letter did not reach the king, we will have to fight for our lives.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, terrifying.
Yeah, did
Great.
they understand that? Did they understand that Till said that?
I'm speaking in common.
Yeah, I'm just.
I don't think that they speak common.
Okay.
On we go.
Yeah, I'm just playing
Yeah, so
stupid foreign person.
Yeah, I'm basically quietly in common, just going, yeah, so, if the king didn't get Trey Lorraine's letter, we are entirely fucked.
Oh,
Great.
wonderful. Then this would have
They
all been
were
for nothing.
territorial.
If anything, the king should have.
So they lead you to the Citadel of 10,000 Pearls, and even in the dark, you guys can tell, your party can tell, that it is magnificent. Far more opulent and far more beautiful than anything that you saw in the Plane of Air, whereas Plane of Air was mostly just clouds. Not that the Plane of Air wasn't beautiful in itself, but the Citadel of 10,000 Pearls, as its name implies, is carved from glimmering rainbow, from alabaster shells and coral that shimmer in an otherworldly light, and pillars made of pearls, and etc., basically. Sorry, Barbie movie is still in the brain. I can't do the words good tonight.
It did affect you in some way.
Bro, you've become Beach Barbie. I mean Beach Cat.
It was such a good movie. It was such a good movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Everywhere else I'd be a 10.
I'm telling you, that's Bugsy with Heller.
Anyway, moving
on. You guys are led into the Citadel of 10,000 Pearls, and those of you with dark vision, you can see below the castle are a lot of different little mini homes and everything like that, and you can see other sea folk gawking at you all, pointing, and children ducking behind their parents as you all swim by. And the guard leads you yeah, closer to the Manta Ray and humanoids. You got an old lady, a shifter, Addie is probably the closest, looks the closest to them. You got Till and Henry. You guys all make for an odd group. But the guards lead you through a myriad of tunnels and not tunnels, through many myriad of hallways and over arches and through courtyards until you get to a large door that looks like it's made out of clamshell, oyster shell, really. And the two guards standing at attention of the door, they look at you oddly as the lead guard says, outsiders who say that they have a message for our king. Let us through? And the guards say, we will let you through. And they open the door, and a rush of kind of cold, I don't want to say pressurized water hits you all as you swim through the doorway. And it's still nighttime, but there are sconces lit with fuck.
Excuse me, Ike?
With bioluminescent, huh?
When you said that we go in, where we can go through and it feels different, is it like walking into a Walmart or a mall? You know, like when it's really hot outside and you get blasted with the AC?
Yeah, sure.
That's the first thing I thought about when you said that.
Amazing.
It's so nice. Come on. I felt that when I was in Puerto Rico. Awesome.
There are sconces lit up with bioluminescent algae and krills and other shit that glows. And it's casting. You're just surprised about how the light is actually casting. How bright it is actually, because it casts the entire what's it called, where the king is, courtroom,
the dais,
throne room,
dais. There we go.
Yes, all those. It casts the dais in the throne room in an ethereal, otherworldly light, and sitting all the way at the end of the room on an opulent throne of sapphires and emeralds, silvers and golds is a Djinn. I'm pronouncing that right?
A Jinn.
It's just Jinn.
A Jinn.
Yeah, you don't
yeah,
don't pronounce the D.
Yeah, a Jinn. And he is kind of he looks like he's talking or conferring with some another like Triton, and they're talking quietly amongst themselves. And as you approach, the guard says, "Your Majesty, outsiders from the prime material plane, they say they are here to aid us in our endeavors here." And she bows, and you bow with them. And Ember, you have a pretty high passive perception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you notice something very odd, and it is, ooh, my knees. And you notice that sitting to the right of the throne is kind of like a smaller, very clearly not as important chair, but a chair nonetheless. And sitting in it is a tabaxi, actually.
Oh.
They have their feet kicked up on the side, and it looks like they're wearing, similar to Ravon's dog Moose,
Oh no.
a collar with a that's been enchanted with water breathing, and looking pretty relaxed, looking pretty chill, eating like has like a plate of straight up like sushi or whatever, and it's just like eating it leisurely.
This
is a tabaxi
bitch.
that looks exactly like Bernard.
Yup. Yeah. minute you said Tabaxi, I knew. So I'm here like, this bitch.
Oh, no.
Did he show up
Wait.
with us?
No.
No.
No, this is his
It's
dad,
Bernard's dad.
who was supposedly lost and
Oh.
declared dead at sea.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, how the fuck would he gotten back? But we're
Yes.
gonna see how this goes.
Yeah.
I will throw
Let's
hands.
just
I'm not above
dive
it.
in.
I
We don't
look
know
at.
the
We'll
story.
see how this
I look at him.
goes.
I don't know if he's looking at me, but there is like on my face of just, is that? And then just a glare.
It is, in fact. But as you all approach the throne and you bow your heads, the Jinn he looks down at you all and says, "Oh, sorry, oh, these are the champions that the Archmage sent. I'm sorry, but madam, are you an old woman? Is this a joke?"
She's
He's
more of our
speaking-
mascot.
We
I'll
couldn't.
have
We
you
couldn't
know-
stop her if we tried, and we don't necessarily want to try, but we couldn't if we wanted to.
Is he speaking to us in common? Or primordial?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, thank
He's
God.
speaking to y'all in common.
Okay.
I'll have you know that while I am also one of the champions of Sihonavan, I am also a war hero, so you would do well to respect your elders, especially those in your
God.
presence.
Pretty sure he might be older than you.
Elders. I'm nearly 300 years old. I think you should be respecting your elders. And a
Maybe
king
it's
at
actually
that.
older than that, believe it or not.
I apologize, Your Majesty. We.
Oh, I was talking to was that the king or I
Yeah,
thought it
that
was
was
just
the
Bernard's
king.
dad.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yes,
No, I
that
didn't.
was the king.
That was miscommunicated. I thought I was talking to Bernard's dad in comment. Never mind.
Nope.
Strike that from the record, please. Yes, Your Majesty, I am very old, but I am also a war hero. Ended at that.
They let old women go to wars.
Oh,
Wow,
I went
that's
to
rather
war when I was
backwards.
much younger. I was much
Oh,
younger when I
well.
was in the war. Yes. I am semi-retired.
Yes. I'm sorry. We're very busy here. I'm told that Archmage Snorifera or something like that. Yes.
Close enough.
Trailery,
Somniferum.
Somniferum.
Omniferum,
Yeah.
trailer. There are too many names.
Somniferum. Yes.
There are too many
she
goddamn
sent
fucking
you
names.
all.
Yes.
Your Majesty.
Yes.
And we have
Oh,
prepared
okay.
gifts. As is.
Ooh, gifts. Love gifts. Baranan, please get their gifts for them. And the Tabaxi, like does a lazy like finger gun salute at the king and says, "Of course, Your Majesty," and kind of slinks off the chair.
How's he breathing?
The
There's a
collar.
He
collar
has
thing.
he has like a collar like Moose, Ravon's dog, of water breathing. He has like it was specially made so he can breathe.
The fact that it's a collar gives very weird vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know what else. Maybe it's a choker. How about that?
That's the same thing as a
almost
collar! It's fine,
Oh
it's
my
fine,
God.
it's fine. It just read as
Oh,
he's the
no.
king's
necklace.
pet.
I
Nothing.
like-
It didn't read.
I was fully under
I
the
like it.
impression that this Jinn was like, "Oh, what a strange looking cat. You're now my house cat."
Yeah.
That was
You have
Yeah.
you have an interesting companion. Is this your butler or something?
No, that's Baranan. He's he's our professional court lay around. He makes little jokes and he
Oh, like a court
he,
jester.
Oh, like a fool.
Yes.
I see.
Yes,
Yes.
we can have those.
He's not very funny, but he's just so odd looking. We just keep him around.
I can see it.
I see.
As he's approaching, I am just giving him a glare. I'm just dead staring at him, glaring at him.
Wait, did
Just let y'all know, Bernard was supposed to come with y'all and see this.
Honestly, I'm glad we didn't bring him with us.
Yeah.
Did Henry ever hear his father's name or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right, because he would be
The
the
only one who would know.
tell us straight up.
Is Ember.
Yeah, I think the only one who would know straight up is Ember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think as what is Bernard's dad's name again? I can't remember.
Baranan.
Baranan.
I'll put it into the Discord.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll put.
Really quick, so there's Trailerine's gift, which is the fire opal bracelet. Moonshine's moonshine. And then there was one more
The very
gift.
pretty wind chimes.
Okay, pretty Port Town wind chimes.
Two more things actually. I have a very intricate ship in a bottle and also an ornate knife.
Okay, ship in bottle and ornate knife.
Curious to see what he likes the most.
Yeah, as he is approaching, we appreciate your willingness to converse with the Archmage and your willingness to help us. It is important in our culture to bring gifts to monarchs, and this is the gift from the Archmage, and I will, show the bracelet. But we wish to bring other gifts to you as well, to show our appreciation. And I will.
Oh, you all are so polite.
We try our best. You honor us, Your Majesty, with your compliment. Do like a little underwater curtsy to the best of my ability. Yeah, so as each thing goes out, Addie would be like, yes, this is, alcohol from a well-known brewer in Port Town, and then, like the wind chimes, and then the ship in a bottle, and then the knife. Being very polite, weirdly demure. Yeah.
Does Baranan recognize me?
Yeah, so shit. Hold on. Fuck. Hold on. Ooh. He does.
Oh.
As he walks up, and the guards part to let you for him to get the gifts. He goes to Addie first, and he's kind of just like looking all down the line at you all, and he meets your glare, Ember, and his whiskers twitch, and he darts his eyes away.
Can I get an insight check on that? See if it's if it's a guilt or if it's a
thank
surprise
God.
or something.
Yeah, sure, you can do an insight check.
I promise, Bernard, I would try and bring him back if I found him. This is something else. That's a 28.
Whew.
I rolled one below.
It's in surprise.
Okay.
What kind of surprise? Like surprise, like, oh fuck, I'm dead. Why is Ember here? Or, oh fuck, okay, I need to like change my plans to get out of here.
It's surprise, like, oh, did not expect to see her, but I have a quote unquote job to do.
Fair enough.
They don't pay him for nothing, except for they actually do. He's paid to sit around, look pretty, and eat food.
Yeah.
Man, I want that job.
I was gonna say, I'll take that job. I'll be a sugar baby.
Your rotation of like new and interesting weird people to look
at.
I
mean, I can look like different. I can disguise myself as different people.
What are the benefits, bro? That's what I want to know.
Probably really good healthcare, except you're treated like a pet.
Treated like an ornament.
Yeah.
Baronin takes all your gifts and presents it to the king, and the king picks them up individually one by one, and he picks up Trailerine's first, the bracelet, and he says, "Oh, this is stunning. I'm gonna put it on right now." And he slips it on, and he's like holding out his arm and everything. He's like, "Baronin, how do I look?" And Baronin says, "Stunning, Your Majesty, absolutely stunning. Couldn't have worn it better myself, really."
On the surface, we called it a fire opal.
Ooh, how interesting. Fire underwater. We should work on that. Baronin, remind me of that later. Fire underwater.
Oh God.
Kill sitting here with the knowledge and ability to create that right now.
And he
for
examines the.
Yeah, we need to.
He examines the ship and the bottlenecks and is like, "Oh my goodness, they shrunk a little ship and put it in here. I wonder how."
It was made by craftsmen back in Port.
Yeah, Baronin says, "My liege, they, Your Majesty, they actually put it together piece by piece inside the bottle." And the king goes, "Oh wow, we should start doing this too." And he hands it off to a servant, and he says, "Put that in my room, on the shelf next to the other window, not the first window, but the other one. That one, that's a nice one." And okay. The wind chimes, right? Y'all got wind chimes. He's not as impressed with the wind chimes. Didn't y'all get it from like the tourist part of Port Town?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not impressed with this.
Well, the thing, the wind chime is, I picked out a really nice, really nice wind chime. Yes, it came from the tourist part of it, but I picked out one that looked pretty.
I kind of understand this line of logic. Like, you guys remember that one episode of Oran Host Club where they visit Haruhi and they're like amazed by all the poor people things? Like, look at this sushi, look at this little toy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
a rich
coffee. Ew.
Yeah.
No, they
like
love
an ultra
rich
person
coffee.
running into like little trinkets. You know
what I
mean?
They love the
like
instant
amazing.
Coffee in that show.
Yeah, they did. They liked the instant coffee.
Yeah, it became like a staple of the host club.
Plus, how many times has this man had an opportunity to see a wind chime underwater? This is probably his first ever wind chime.
Very true.
True. He's like, "Oh my, what is this? Is it?"
So on the surface, it will blow in the breeze to hit each other and make nice soothing noises. I thought nothing might be it might be interesting for you to see and witness the wind chime, your Majesty.
Oh, and he kind of like starts, like swaying it around and everything like that. He's like, "Well, we don't have wind down here, but we do have the currents. So this can go right. Let's see. Where's the? Right near the door where the current is strongest. And I can hear that beautiful jingling every time I come into the throne room. What do you say, Baronin?" And Baronin goes, "An excellent idea, Your Majesty. Couldn't have thought of a better one myself."
Your Majesty, if I may have a way for you to hear it in its original state. If you would let me practice a little magic in your presence.
Oh yes, of course, by all means.
And I'm going to, if he's holding out the wind chime, I'm going to cast Destroy Water around it. So there's just a little bubble of air around the wind chimes. And then have him, now if you would give it a little shake, you may hear some bells inside.
He does so, and it's like, oh wow, you champions are really something else, aren't you?
I dabble.
Mostly party tricks.
The benefits of experience in this line of work, Your Majesty. And Mavis gives as deep a bow as her arthritic hips can allow
Hey,
her.
actually, we're in water, so your bones are less arthritic right now because they're buoyancy and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's also not
the
very
first
flexible.
time
Yeah, also your
for the
armor.
first time in years,
Yeah.
Mavis's
I'm not in
bones don't
constant
hurt.
pain. I'm not in constant pain.
And then there's Moonshine's Moonshine.
Oh, what is a wimp?
Yeah.
Oh, moonshine. Not moonshine. Oh, a drink. Yes, we do have ways of getting around this. He grabs a glass and, you know what? Fuck. He just pours it in there. You're fucking
Water
underwater.
magic.
Yeah, there's water magic. I don't give
He's,
a shit.
Also,
he's
that's
literally a
100%
djinn.
dense.
Yeah, he's literally a djinn. He can manipulate that shit as he sees fit.
I could see like a magical straw that somehow like pierces the glass and he can just kind of sip through a crazy straw.
Yeah, sure. He does that, and he takes a sip and goes, "Wow, that is very good. It's so mild in flavor."
Mild.
But Baronan, you must try this. And Baronan, you can see like his ear twitches, kind of like, oh fuck.
Yes, we acquired it from older tabaxi gentleman who brews it under the table, we should say. It's just a little joke.
Famous in the region, just slightly homeless.
You say this, and you can see Baronan give like a twitch of his ear and like trying to hold his tail, like, you know, casually, because he's like, fuck, this is Moonshine's Moonshine. How the fuck did they get Moonshine's Moonshine?
And only Ember knows this. Addie is being so genuine right now.
Okay, but we know you got Moonshine's Moonshine. We just weren't there for that experience.
Yeah. No, I know, but it's like it's the Ember's getting like little bit of karma for you being presumed dead, you fucker. We have no idea.
Yeah, so Baronan, he's like, of course, my liege. I mean, your majesty, I will definitely try some. Gods.
Yes, I believe the 83.
And he takes a sip and goes, God, fabulous. Sorry, it just went down the wrong way.
We do usually dilute it with a juice from fruit, possibly. But we didn't want it to spoil on our way here.
Dilute moonshine. I think you just drink it to kill yourself.
Shut up, Henri. Shut up, Henri.
It's great for you know, the less formal
quiet
parties.
nights.
I was gonna say less formal parties.
Quiet, less formal parties. With friends.
Baronan, he drinks some, almost dies, and hands it back to and hands it to a servant, and just like, put that with the good stuff, the good stuff.
Okay.
And the king goes, now that was that all the gifts?
I think there was a knife too.
Yes.
Yeah, you have the knife.
Oh yes, the knife.
The ornate knife.
And
the knife.
The knife is presented last, and he says, "Oh my, what an ornate knife!" And he quickly puts the blade between two fingers and throws it at one of the pillars, and it sinks in almost down to the hilt. And it's like, oh wow, fabulous craftsmanship. and a servant pulls it out, struggles a little bit, and brings it back to the king. As he examines it, and not even a scratch on it. I must say, I'm very impressed. These are all fabulous gifts. And
Yes, it comes from
he
a
hands it
distant
off to
land.
another servant and says, I can tell. And the king says, make sure a sheath is made for that. I want that on my belt. And addresses all of you again, says, that was a wonderful array of gifts. I must say, I'm very impressed. I was I wasn't really sure what Trailerine was going to say with the archmage. Your archmage was going to say was bringing to the table with people from the prime material plane. And honestly, if you failed to impress me suitably, I probably would have had you all killed. But this is all very nice.
Thank you for not killing us, I guess.
You're very welcome.
We are
Your benevolence
very
is
glad that you like the gifts, Your Majesty.
Yes, all the gifts were very nice. Weren't they nice, Baronan? And Baronan says, they were, Your Majesty. Very, very nice.
Well, this man is
And
toasted.
Baronan, he's not. He's just like, oh man, I gotta keep my job.
No, yeah, I'm talking about the
No, you're not
I'm
keeping
talking
your
about the
fucking new
moonshine.
job.
Oh, he
This man-
coughed most of it out. And yeah, they didn't drink all the moonshine, just had a sip of it.
Yeah, a sip of moonshine is enough to fucking get you toasted.
And the king says, now, as much as I hate this, we do have to talk about more serious matters. I presume you've noticed the eternal night that my fair citadel has been dealing with as of late?
Yes, Your Majesty. Forgive my query. We were led to believe that the pearl was in your possession. Is it no longer?
No, it is not, unfortunately. We had somewhat of a breach, I suppose you could say, a couple of weeks ago, days ago. I can't tell anymore with the night. There is a... Ooh, how should I say this? There is a sect trying to overthrow me, and they stole the Nightfall Pearl. It's more of a cult. You've heard of Krakens before, right?
Have we heard of Krakens? I assume
Myth?
so.
Yeah.
Roll a history check.
Can I get advantage because I'm from the fucking sea?
Yes.
I got a 16.
23 again.
17. I have a plus 11. I rolled a 3 and a 6.
25.
Oh wait, no, that was a 9. Never mind. Dirty 20. It was upside down.
25 for me.
Sorry, what are we rolling again?
History.
History.
See if you know what a Kraken is.
Oh. That's cocked. Probably not. That's a 12.
Yeah, you do not. Ember, you have vaguely heard of them before. Same thing with you, Addie. You kind of know of them kind of like from stories. Till and Henry. You two absolutely know what Krakens are. You know that they are monstrous beings. Hold on, let me actually bring it up so I can say this correctly. You know that they are terrifyingly monstrous creatures that are known for sinking ships and having entire cults dedicated to them. And let's see, come on, D&D Beyond. And not only that, but they're kind of classified as titans. And they're kind of horrifying.
I'm guessing this cult is centered around this Titan problem of yours.
Yes, it's some Kraken priests. They are the cult's leaders, unfortunately. They are raising a juvenile Kraken right in the abyss, not too far from here, and they are using the Nightfall Pearl and using the nighttime to train it up and attack not only people but entire cities. The Citadel of 10,000 Pearls is one of the last few remaining. So, yes, it's been a problem.
Well, it's good news if it's not entirely grown.
Do not underestimate a juvenile Kraken.
No, of course, they're still
a Kraken
dangerous.
all the same.
Of course.
But maybe ask your Majesty some questions about creature. I personally was under the impression that they were simply myth, but that is not the case, obviously. How large is a juvenile Kraken? What can it do?
It's juvenile Krakens are classified as huge. They're huge monstrosities.
One size larger than large.
Yep, yeah. Okay.
So it's not terribly big, but everything else kind of makes up for it.
And what demands has this cult given?
Oh, they've given no demands. They want the Nightfall Pearl to raise their Kraken to adulthood and completely take over the plane of water.
Pretty straightforward then.
Does the Kraken need night and darkness to physically mature, or are they channeling the magic into it?
Oh, it's just easier to kill things when it's nighttime.
Can I get I want to do an insight check on this man and see, is he being straightforward? Is he, is there just anything he's just not telling us? Anything he doesn't, think is worth telling us? You know?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a insight check.
Yeah, is he basically treating us just like rank and file, meat grinder soldiers? Or to just throw at a problem until it gets fixed? Or is there something else going on? That's a 19.
Give me 1 second. What the fuck is that? Hello? What the heck? Oh, that's horrifying. I should throw that at y'all.
Please don't.
No, something else. Because I'm looking through all of the monsters for the plane of water. I'm just making sure that your illustrious DM is not accidentally forgetting anything. Why is that in there? That should not be there. It's there either. No, we got the water elementals. Oh wait, what's this? I gotta read through these things at you guys though. Oh yeah, you guys fought Marrows as well. It was the Marrows, the water elementals, and then the Aboleth. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I threw at you guys. Yeah, with the 19 insight, you can tell that he's being rather frank with you guys. And with the 19, you can also tell that similar to Trailorine, who, is kind of carrying the entirety of Sihonavan on her shoulders and, tries to hide her anxieties and stress very well. You can kind of tell that the king is doing the same thing. Like, he's basically putting up a front to not stress out, because the guards are still there. There's a few servants in the throne room. There's also, a few of his
So potentially this
cabinet
like
as well.
really flippant attitude is not is a front?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But he's being genuine as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
Do you know where we can find the Kraken in this cult?
Oh yes, there. If someone please get a map. And one of the servants swims off, and the king continues on saying that yes, about I want a day's swim out of here. There is the abyss. We call them the briny depths, which is where no one really likes. Where no one is allowed to go lest they be taken under and killed. From the monsters and the kraken priests and the kraken that resides under there. It's very dark, very, very, very dark, very dangerous as well. Although I believe that with the juvenile kraken not being raised, a lot of the monsters are no longer there because they've all been eaten. So you should have no problem getting down there.
That's comforting.
Your Majesty,
yes.
I'm very sorry. This seems like a very serious task that we should dedicate our time to. Is there somewhere that we might speak that is more comfortable?
For you or for us? I mean, for you or for me? I'm very comfortable here. It's my throne. I had this personally made for myself.
For us,
imagine it's like a vibrating throne.
For us, more like this is our first time in the plane of water, and you do have a lovely castle.
Where are my manners? Someone please prepare rooms for our champions here. Yes. Why don't all of you take a rest, and we can resume this talk later.
And I understand that you're very busy, so if you don't have any resources to spare, that is of course your prerogative, but anything that might aid us in a very dark place with the juvenile kraken would be much appreciated. And I'm also like casting glances at Addie, like, am I doing this right? And Till, I'm like, am I good?
I give the tiny nod of yes, you're born.
Yep.
Just so Henry can kind of get a vibe here, was Amber trying to tell the king that we would like to speak with him in private?
I was essentially opening that possibility. Yes.
Huh.
Right over the king's head.
I feel like Henry's more blunt, so I feel like he, after reading what Amber was trying to say, he will speak up and say, I think what my companion is trying to say is that this seems like a very sensitive matter. Is there somewhere that we could speak in private?
Oh, yes. Private, we can definitely do that as well. But once again, not after you have fed for the night, eaten, etc., etc.
So tomorrow we can speak in private then?
Of course.
That is very kind, Your Majesty. We are deeply appreciative of your hospitality.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Of course. Please do not hesitate to call upon our staff here for anything you might need.
Does that include the court jester?
I mean, but Baronand is.
We might need a laugh at while we're resting. I don't know.
You might die tomorrow.
Sure. Why not? Baronand, why don't you show them all to their rooms? And Baranan goes, Of
I may not-
course, Your Majesty.
I may not know what's going on, but I know Ember's fucking
Yeah,
got something.
I gave Ember like a quick side eye and like I trust she
But
will.
the thing is, the one idea, the irony of we've met exactly a few Tabaxis and Till has that. Oh no!
We remember.
Oh no!
Remember when we met Nina Till? She had said that Tabaxi culture is that the child is named after the parent that they most look like.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
We met Bernard,
right?
and he looks like his dad, Baronin.
Yeah, no. Till is a little distracted and is just having that. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I guess
Nina also had
catch up now.
Yeah, Nina also had a had another set of kids, and her son, who looked like her, is named Nino.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah.
It's also been like 2 months since we had that conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
And also Ember recognizes him because I think Ember's met him.
Yeah, Ember knows the family.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Of course.
If we're being led away.
Yeah, y'all are
give
being led away.
Proper bow.
Henri doesn't bow.
Do an awkward approximation of the bow.
I do my best little curtsy.
He just glares at you. He doesn't bow. I don't think he's gonna bow.
Henri. You're
Yes?
playing the part of diplomats. Please just bow.
I bow for no man.
You're bowing not for a man, you're bowing for a genie, you motherfucker, bow!
Mavis will reach up, grab Henri's beard, and yank it down.
I would like to use my strength to not have to bend over to do that.
No.
Contested athletics checks?
Sure.
Daddy is suffering.
Bill is like...
I'm just like, this has to be entertaining for the. I hope this is just entertaining and not offensive.
He has like an elbow on his throne and his head propped up on his fist, and it's just like looking at you guys.
Could I get advantage because I'm surprising Henri because he can't see me because I'm so short?
Advantage? What?
I don't think he can be surprised. I think.
I know. That's right. I have alert. That's right.
The alert.
I got a 25 for my athletics.
Mavis goes up to reach for Henri's beard, grabs on, and dislocates her shoulder because she rolled a nat 1.
Oh
no! There you go. You hurt yourself.
It just pops out of the socket and falls down.
Okay. Let's
we won't take up any more of your time, Your Majesty.
I look at Bernard's dad and I'm like, see, fool, and all that is funny.
Oh, don't worry. I'll just pop it back.
Gods,
and she just pops her shoulder back in.
Free gods, give me patience. I will throw this man into the sea. Oh, wait, we're already in the sea. I will throw this man out of the sea to get him back into the sea.
We'll throw him into the briny depths.
Addie is suffering.
Tiger's eye die, you betrayed me.
Yeah.
I
wanted you for that advantage.
just shoving people. I'm trying to shove Henri and Mavis out the door.
Yeah. I think I start walking out with what
proverbially.
Yeah.
Proverbially?
Because we gotta go to we're going to our room, so.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
I feel like I talked to...
After all of that, Baranan is the one who leads you to your quarters. You can see a few servants flitting about the hallways. They're not really sure what to give actual like ass humanoids who live above the surface. and I
guess sushi too.
Yeah, I couldn't resist.
As soon as we're out of the throne room, I will turn to Baranan and go, so, how long has it been?
Baranan stills, and you can see like his ear twitch again, and he turns and goes, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Do you want to know whose boat that we came on to get here?
Who almost died?
We came here with Captain Whitefowler. His first mate is a tabaxi by the name of Bernard.
And Captain Whitefowler is dead, by the way.
Your son is now the captain.
Oh shit, is this Bernard's dad?
Did you just realize that,
Oh
Henri?
my god.
I don't know. I'm not somebody to be like, oh, they, you know.
How many tabaxis do we know that got lost at sea?
Well, I mean, not all.
Exactly the same.
I'm sorry, not all tabaxis are related to each other. Okay.
How many
These
tabaxis
two
do we
are- the
know
two
that
we've
lost the
met
one at sea?
are-
Oh my god.
All right, I didn't know that. I feel like I was more interested in the king and whatever else rather than its fool.
And then I will also pull out the map and I go, take a wild guess who made this.
Your wife.
Who thinks you're dead?
Oh.
Guess who's coming?
She's actually struggling pretty hard to manage all her children and her house with
And
her
the mention of your
husband
name
gone.
brought her breaking down on her knees and sobbing. Like that's what happened when we showed up.
Let's let the man explain himself. Did you get stuck here or something, or
Yes, I did.
insight that?
Hold on,
Yeah,
let me
are
finish.
you?
It's
wait,
been
I don't
it's been a
understand.
harrowing. How long has it been? Like a couple of months. Couple of months. I've been searching so tirelessly for a way out of this plane. I keep a picture of my family so close to me.
I could see your struggles firsthand. You were eating sushi and lounging in the king's quarters.
I've
Lay
never-
around more like deadbeat. Why are you still doing here?
If anyone wants to roll insight, you can.
I'm fucking
Yes,
this bitch. Oh wow, I don't actually have good insight. 16. I forgot that I'm not playing a
18.
perceptive character.
18 as well.
26.
Ooh.
2 16s,
So,
2 18s, and a 26.
Yeah, so none of you believe Baronend for a second. Literally he looks like he has been having the time of his life, just doing absolutely fuck all in the plane of water. And you know, he's eating, you know, sushi by like the pound, and he makes little quips and stuff to the king, next to the king, and you know, he's basically living his best life, and it pisses all you off so much because you saw how much Nina was struggling, you saw how much it affected her. She could barely even like mention her husband. She remember you starkly remember the I don't think I mentioned this at all ever, but you know, my game, my rules, I guess.
Yeah.
You remember the ring that she had on a chain around her neck, and how if she wasn't fiddling with her glasses, how she was clutching at the ring, almost deep in thought, thinking about what could have happened to Baronend.
Does he have the ring on?
And no.
This
I'm not.
bitch.
We're leaving this motherfucker here.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
rather.
I look dead in his eyes and I say, it's better that Nina thinks you're dead.
Get his ass.
We're gonna just tell her you died. And you've better
Stay dead.
hope that you're lucky. We convinced your son not to come with us in here. You are a deadbeat, sorry excuse for a father that the only positive thing you've ever left in this world is your children. And I hope when you die, you have fun in one of the 9 hells.
Yes, the king was right.
Ooh.
You are a joke.
That's really harsh.
I punch
No,
him.
it's not.
You punch him?
Yes.
Punch him.
Yes. Punch him.
Roll to hit.
That is a 24.
Oh no.
Oh damn! Yeah, you hit.
I only do 3 points of damage, but I'm aiming for his nose. I'm just like, pop. I learned to remember.
Yeah, you punch Baronin right in the nose, and he goes ah, and he puts like a hand to his nose, and blinks like the stars out of his eyes, and you can see like a little cloud of blood like starting to trickle out from his nose, and he's like, "Oh, you punched me."
You deserved
Yes, I did. And you want to know what authority I punched you with? The authority of being the daughter of Anne Black Pearl, and someone that doesn't tolerate someone skipping out on their job. Because you want to know what my mother would do if she found out you abandoned the port?
You say Anne Black Pearl, and Baronin immediately cringes, and he's like, "I don't think I want to know what she would do with me."
So you're going to stay here, play your happy little fool, and never fucking come back. And wherever the fuck you put your wedding ring, I want it.
I'll give it back to Nina, and you will also give me a good sizable portion of the wages that you've earned to compensate my good friend Nina for all the trouble you've put her through.
The child support that you owe.
Fine. I do want to let you know that the ring was lost when I first got here. I don't have it. You can insight check him, but
no, I don't believe him. I don't know if he's lying or not. Still doesn't.
I got another 18 for insight.
I got 7.
That's an 18.
13.
13. You're like full of shit. Everyone
got a 7.
Everyone else.
So wait,
everyone
he's lying?
else. No, he's not lying. He really.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Well, it's just those who rolled low, y'all don't believe him. But
even whether or not they rolled high, they were gonna be like, "You're a piece of shit" either way.
I think you guys are being a little too easy on him. Half? I think we should ask for all of it.
Oh, no, I was about to say, if his ring is missing, then more than half.
Yeah, we're gonna have all of it.
You'll earn it back in a short amount of time, I'm sure.
And what do you even need money for? You're being... Yeah, Collier looks nice.
Is all okay?
I think all is perfectly reasonable.
What do you say, fool?
Must you call me a fool?
You are one.
It's the nicest thing we can call you right now.
Your son is better deserving of the name that he was named after you than you will ever be of that ever again. You shall simply only be known as the fool to us. And when we reference the court employees, we will call you the fool and nowhere else. The annals of history of this day shall remember you as the fool.
So all of your money then?
Fine. I will send for my wages tonight if you must lead me dry.
Really quick, how likely does he look like he's going to tattle on us to the king? Like, what is... Is he...
I can play it off. I can play it off of like the authority of the overlord of the
Well,
yes, he's under your...
Yeah, here's the thing. He doesn't want Till to say anything to Anne Black Pearl, and he doesn't want
God knows Anne Black Pearl
to his wife.
Well, that's the thing. I have modify memory.
Well, the thing is, we're gonna just let him go, and if he tattles, then I'm going to invoke my authority of the laws. Jurisdiction happened.
Okay, but that's also a diplomatic incident. Addie is trying to avoid a diplomatic incident. Basically, Addie wants to like have
his nose. Fool is not his people. His fool is his fool because he looks funny.
Could I do?
I understand,
Sorry, could I do it like just a super quick intimidation check? Oh, okay.
Bones, you can go.
Mostly it's Addie doing some mental chess of trying not to cause a diplomatic incident, because even though we are doing this favor for the king, we are still in his domain, and we did assault someone within his court, even if he thinks the fool is funny and like weirdly goofy and endearing. That is still going to be potential trouble for us, and we do not want to sour possible a possible alliance to a foreign nation.
It'll be fine.
No, Addie does not believe. Oops.
All right.
Till is exuding confidence right now.
I think I have that in mind too. Is there any way I can do like a quick intimidation check just to keep him in line, so he can hand over the purse but also keep quiet?
But that's the thing. We're going to leave at some point.
Yeah, I just want to make him scared.
Here's the thing. Yeah, the threat is if he says something that causes a diplomatic incident, then that's just extradition things, and I'll handle it.
Yeah, well, he's most likely just going to keep quiet, because once again, he does not want Till. Baranan is very certain
he's
that
technically my mother's employee, and he still has a contract.
Yeah,
so he
here's the thing. Baranan is like Baranan is like, oh, if Anne Blackpearl finds out, there is no way that she won't come to the plane of water herself and kill me. And
that would be a bigger diplomatic incident.
And he doesn't want his wife to know, just because, like, he's a bitch. He's off putzing about in the plane of water when he has 3 young children and his oldest son and his wife trying to uphold a household.
All right.
Umber is deeply considering telling her anyways to ruin any goodwill he has.
Yeah, oh, my wife, I survived and made it home. Fuck off.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
You lying son of a bitch.
Is there any way I could intimidate him for good measure? Just in case.
Yes, you
okay,
can roll an intimidation check.
Could it be with advantage after all of this?
What I want to do is I just want to walk over in front of him, like stare down at him. Then I quickly, like super fast, like it's hard to even like see it. I grab his shoulder, I activate Ether Walk, and I literally put my hands into his chest.
Oh,
shit. I almost, he feels me grasping at his heart with my ghostly hands, and I say, "You broke her heart. Don't make me break yours. What has gone on here today is gonna stay between us, and you will pay out your share. Is that understood?"
Yeah. Go ahead and make that intimidation check with advantage.
Yeah. I love the stark difference between Till punching him and then this, because Till is tiny, Henri is not.
Yeah. And now I'm literally holding his heart. 24.
Yeah, that does it. You take your hand off of his heart, and he kind of scrambles backwards as much as he can underwater, and puts like a hand to his chest and is like gasping, and looks at you all with his pupils blown wide. Gives
I just smile at him.
It gives a jerky nod, and then scrambles away.
Oh wait, no! I wanted to say now. Show us to our rooms.
Yeah, now show us to our rooms.
No, he goes away.
That's fair. We can find our rooms.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Before he goes, so no one asks questions. I just want to, if I can, tap him as he goes, healing hands. Just so no one's like, "Hey, why is your nose fucked up?" He'll be like, what? Oh. Like, no one can be like...
a wall.
Yeah, but now no one can be like, "Hey, your nose is fucked up." Because his nose no longer fucked up.
But yeah, he's like, "Look, they hit me." What? You look fine.
We really we don't tolerate deadbeat dads in this household. I think don't all of us minus like Ember either have no father figure or have a deadbeat dad?
I'd say Ember and Mavis, although we have no idea about Mavis.
Mavis,
It's probably safe to assume that Mavis is no longer speaking to her father for obvious reasons.
I know. I mean, when they were
more
growing
in
up,
life when he was alive, was he a bastard or not?
Is it a situation where he's like, I fucking love my dad?
Maybe we'll find out. You don't know. No one's asked.
Oh, that's true.
Mavis, do you have daddy issues like all of us except Ember?
Like all of us? I don't. I fucking love my dad.
Yeah, Steele's actually asking that.
Well, when I was growing up, it was different times. Parents raised their children in much different traditions than
abuse?
we do.
Did he hit you?
Let's just say that, yes.
Okay, so all of us except Ember have daddy issues. Woohoo!
I mean, I never knew my father. So.
I mean, I also never knew my dad, but that kind of lack of father figure is almost as bad as an absent father or abusive father figure. We're the wide range of spectrum.
Oh,
whereas Ember, presumably, I think you have a good relationship with your dad, right?
Speaking of, I need to write him a letter soon. I haven't sent one recently.
Then yes, you do. Okay. Let's find a servant to find the rooms. I look for another servant, and
they're everywhere.
I
you
kind
can
of
track one down easily.
And I'm like, hi, His Majesty's fool got called, had to go do something. Do you mind showing us to our rooms?
And he goes, yes, of course, please follow me.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So if Bernard followed you guys down here, the same thing kind of would have played out, and he would have scratched, he would have unsheathed its claws and just scratched his father across
in the court.
In the court somewhere.
So, in front of the king or in the hallway?
I mean, I think the king would have liked that, honestly.
Would have been funny.
He seems like he's just kind of in it for the chaos. Personally, I think we should tell him that
their
dad is here. I
was gonna turn to Addie and be like, "Do you have sending? As a spell all by itself?"
Sending is a little finicky across planes.
To whom specifically? If it's someone here in the plane of water?
Either Nina or Bernard.
Maybe we should tell him this in person.
Yeah, this seems like an in-person thing.
Yes, because while our little sending stones have sort of unlimited speaking time, I only have about 25 words, and that feels very disingenuine.
That is fair.
I totally get where you're coming from, and the thought did cross my mind. However, I have, respect for both of them.
That's what maybe we tell Bernard first, and then have him decide if we tell his mother.
This is going to sound like a strange suggestion. What if we tell your mother, Till?
Huh.
So the problem is, and I'm assuming this is after we're in our room settled or on our way.
Yeah.
So the problem is that he's currently, from what I understand, and still is under contract with Port Town. So the issue is that the diplomatic level incident going from the champions assaulting him would be, then we need to figure out extradition
and that's
rules.
Maybe it could happen after we get back. But
I mean, he's only a fool.
Tell Nina, tell Bernard in person, tell your mom
I think
so
that
she
should
can
be up to them. That should be up to them because I think right now him living with the fear of us saying anything is far worse than us actually saying anything.
And we also have to think about what we've learned, thanks to Henry, we will possibly need all the allies we can get, souring our relationship with...
over a worthless sack of shit.
Is not the best move to make at the moment. Perhaps down the line, once everything is done and dusted, then that would be something to talk about. But
Jin are not very happy to give up things that they have collected, so that could cause issues between my mother and them, because my mother...
I hate diplomacy. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I hate
Unfortunately,
diplomacy.
we
Sadly,
must
I've
play
learned
the
how to
game.
do it.
I mean, to be quite honest, he's not all that valuable. I'm sure after we take care of this whole Kraken thing, he'll be very grateful. And if we told him he was harboring some kind of deserter, he might just say, "Here, take him."
Again, I don't entirely want to go down that route.
I don't care enough about him. He can sit here and suffer the anxiety until he dies.
The other risk,
agree.
the other risk is that should it ever come out that he's here, that could cause a diplomatic incident of its own. Even if we don't tell.
That's something to think about once we leave.
And that is something I think we should let Trailerine know.
Additionally, on top of that, I'm not saying tell him right now. I'm just saying potentially when we get back. But additionally, how much trouble would you get into if your mother knew you had found him and didn't say anything?
Depends. It's one of those things of if I said he was a member of the inner court and directly interacted with the leader of the country, I'd be fine because I don't have the authority to make diplomatic communication like that.
Right, of course.
And he technically works for Port Town under my mother, not me.
But also, he is currently under the employ of a king that is a much higher rank than a countess.
Yeah, it's just from what I've seen of your mother, if the news came out that someone was skipping out on his contract without
it would be she would be mad at me in private, would play it off in public, so I'd be fine.
Okay,
also,
that's fair.
Also, I think the only people it would turn poorly on would be Bernard, unfortunately.
Well, that's why we would tell them before we tell.
Yes, I understand, but it is still the
it's complicated political things. Well, Bernard didn't even come with us, so we're the only ones that know, and we have the diplomatic benefit of, hi, we were on a more important mission than helping a deserter that would come back and managing and risking lives. Because right now, if we told my mother, this is all dependent on if the plane gap still remains open after we take the item out.
This is true.
At the very least, if it closes, then he shall remain stuck here with the anxiety forever.
Diplomacy is awful.
It's terrible. I hate it.
It is, but we must play the game. We must play our parts.
It was really nice to punch him, though.
I was very envious. That was a very good right hook.
He had a very small heart.
Yes. I think he has cardiac problems.
Definitely. It's all that sushi.
Fish. You can't really get in the capital.
I'm gonna go take my frustration away.
Yes, that's probably smart. I think Addie then would start drafting a report for Trailerine about the Aboleth, how the meeting with the king went, since it was very positive. Vernon, the fool. I can't pronounce his name.
Baronand.
Bear a bitch.
Build a bitch.
That's a good song. That's a song I have a guilty pleasure with. Don't associate it with him.
Yeah, I think that's what Addie does to calm down after that.
It just sits and sulks. Or not sulks, but like that
broods.
Yeah.
I think Henry would, since he's in this opulent underwater palace, I think he would just pop a quick grim psychometry, just to get a vibe on the palace.
Oh,
seems like it has a lot of history.
Palace?
It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Yeah, just if anything pops up. That's up to you, Ike. But that's just what Henry would do.
There really isn't anything.
All right, no problem.
To be completely honest,
that's fine.
I didn't expect y'all to really stay here that long, so there's just nothing.
All right, no problem. Give it a try.
I love the discussion you guys were having about Baronin, though. Just love that.
He's terrible, and I hate him.
Yeah, I bet you wish he died instead.
I want his job though, bro. Man's chilling.
I want his job, but not at the cost of being a deadbeat.
He's like worse than a deadbeat.
He's literally a deadbeat.
Yeah.
He could literally get back to the prime material plane like every time it storms, which is, kind of like often in the plane of water. And he just chose not to.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
If there's one thing that Saturday and Thursday group can agree on, it's fucking hate awful husbands.
And terrible dads.
Yeah, and terrible dads.
Like, it's just it makes me mad.
It is just past midnight.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I have to start driving to Massachusetts sometime in the morning, and I need to pack still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
You're going all the way down there for.